Welcome to HDPP Live on a Saturday night to the UK and around the world with photos, memories and friends. This is HDPP Live. How are you this evening? Are you all well?
Hinckley District, past and present for you, meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too, with founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. Wearing Hinckley's 6 of the best, stupendous quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time. A community affair. We'll take you for a ride. Henson's Cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, chapter applauses. History aside. Local causes. Streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest holy candy. Dangerous Den, here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know we keep it in HDPP.
There they go again. Here I come again. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to HDPP Live. Here we go again. Oh, it's so good on a Sunday night. Isn't it just? How are you? Come on in if it's your first time. Come on. If it's your first time, come on in. Welcome along to Hinckley District Past and Present Live. A little gathering on a Sunday evening as these now dark nights start to descend. Don't they just? You see that last bits of daylight going, you think, oh, blimey, 6 months of this now. But hopefully we bring a bit of late autumn sunshine to you by bringing you HDPP Live on a Sunday evening. And already plenty of people in the chat room. We've had a busy week at HDPP. And, well, things keep going from strength to strength now, doesn't it? Cool, blimey, it's just all non-stop. So anyway, first over the threshold this evening was Anne Hunt from War. She's hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, weekend's been and gone so quickly, actually, to be totally honest with you. Daniel Coburn here as well. Hi, Daniel. Yep. By the way, you was asking when I was next on the radio. I think it's 2 weeks' time on a Sunday morning. I'll be waking up southwest Leicestershire on the wireless in a couple of weeks' time. Good evening, Dave Blower. Of course, he's here as well, sitting there. You see, he's got the right idea. He's in his he's on his boat on the canal there. I bet you he's got his little stove on. He's all cozied up and watching Hinckley District Past and Present. That's good. Also, hello, Kiwi to Annabelle Mann, along with Grandad's here as well. Steve Gardner's here as well. Pat Galloway's here with a big Kiwi. absolutely. We always like to do that on a Sunday evening. You can't beat a good old cooey when you can get one. You know what? And when you do get a cooey, grab it with both hands. That's what I say. David Allen, all the way from Boston in Lincolnshire, saying hello to everybody and the team. Jan's here as well. Nice to know you there, Jan. Seems like ages since I've seen you last, Jan. I don't know why. Just me. Ignore me. It's just me. Also, the crops are here, so we always know we can start. You see, I always feel very hesitant when I haven't got the crops in first, but it would appear, yes, they are here, so that's nice as well. Mrs. Smuggley's here. Hello, Kath. Nice to know you're here. I see that Mr. Smuggley is also with us tonight. The name has stuck. Definitely. And Carol Beasley's here, along with Kevin Beasley. Well, they're not together. Kevin's in one place in Barbage, and Carol's in another place in Barbage. Yes. Lovely to know that you're there as well, along with David S. Hi, David. David travels all the way down to our social night, and we're really impressed, David, honestly. So it's great to see you once a month down there and everything. Hope you're going to come along to our next shindig happening in a couple of weeks' time. We've shown you the advert earlier on. Also, that I noticed that Jan found the rugby a little bit nerve-wracking, a bit tough, wasn't it? I missed it. I'm going to be honest, I missed it. I was going to watch it and then, just checking the inside of my eyelids here. Yeah, you get the idea. The Starnboroughs are here. Hello. Talking about the Starnboroughs in just a few moments. Time. Okay, then. Kevin Beasley, has it started yet? I have no sound or picture. Well, can see ya. As such, give yourself a reboot, Kevin. That's all I can say. Yeah. Kay Norton's here. Jeff Wallace is here with, he says, good evening, Paul and Sue. I can't get into the chat room on PC for some reason. I don't know, but Queen Bee is here as well. Right, I think that's just about everybody we've got in here, yes. Yeah, Dave B said, too true, Paul. I lit the stoves on Tuesday on the boat. So there we go. But I can imagine how nice and cosy it would be on a boat, this time of year. It must be really, really nice, David. Okay, so in the programme tonight, we've got our regular features of 6 of the best. Of course, we'll be doing that in just a few moments' time. But just before I do, I just want to say what a busy week we've had. 3 talks this week in the week past. Very busy. Firstly, thanks to David and Alexandra at the Starnboroughs down there at Ashby Court, Hinckley District, past and present. We went down there. They fed us. We must have looked very hungry. But it was lovely, actually. Scampi and chips it was. And the most wonderful dessert. It was, what was it called again? So I can't remember. No. Oh, what you can't see, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. G is off she's off me. And just as after that, she got a big biscuit in her mouth. Oh, you see, talking food, you think, there we go. So, it was what was it called? Anyway, it was she's going to write it down. But anyway, this dessert was fantastic. Do you know, I would like that. I could eat that most days. Totally naughty. It was totally naughty, but it was totally brilliant. It was just, she's writing it down. A key lime pie. And trust me, it was gorgeous. I could have sat and had that and said, what's everybody else having for their dessert? You know what I mean? Anyway, we had a lovely night at Ashby Court, Hinckley District, past and present, showing lovely old pictures and a couple of our features, which all went down very well. People saying how much they enjoyed it, which I'm so thankful for, because I'm always bothered about people not either enjoying it or finding it a bit boring. But no, it went well. Then Tuesday, yes, we headed out of Hinckley and we went up to Manchester. Into the WI Manchester with Russet, and we had a lovely little afternoon there. Me and Simon Grant doing our pantomime talk. Oh yes, we were. Yeah. And then, so that was in the afternoon of Monday, of Tuesday, and then in the evening we went over to Broken Ashtray. Broughton Astley then. We went there to the WI at Broughton Astley, and those ladies were lovely. They were such a vibrant lot. They really, really were. And they loved Simon and Mine's bit all about Panto. Oh, yes, they did. They really did, and it was great. And thank you very much for a very kind donation. That's gone a long way, I can assure you. So there we have it. Brilliant. Right. So I wanted to make sure I said me thank yous tonight, because it's always, I love going out and about, but I don't particularly like it when they all come on the same day. You know what I mean? Right. It's time for ticks. Ticks are the best. We're going to call that now. Ticks are the best. 6 of the best, Gardner. Get it right. We're going to go for 6 of the best. As always, testing your knowledge. And don't put your answers in the chat room, because people nick them. People nick them, they do. But we've got some good ones tonight. I think you're going to really enjoy this, actually. So are you all ready? Are you all set? Here we go with this tonight's 6 of the best. Here we go then. Lovely. Some easy questions tonight, actually. I think we're in with a chance of people getting 6 out of 6 tonight. So if you are ready, we will start, because we've recycled some questions. So if you were paying attention to our past questions, you'll know the answers. It's as simple as that. You see, we make it so easy. Question number 1. We've had this before. Name the 2 highest open pubs in town. Yeah, name them. That's all you got to do. Some of you may need to get a map out, but it is easy. And even now, I just felt a smug wave wash all over me. Mr. Smugly, I know he's got that. You just feel it, you know. I got that one straight away. Yeah. Good evening to Julie Jeffcott, just come in. Nice to know that you're with us, Julie. Moving on to question number 2. Question 2. Where is the strongest human muscle located? Now, guys, no, it's not. Just have a think about this for a moment. Where is the strongest human muscle located? I'll get in trouble for that. I could have said something then, but I'm not going to. No, I'll save that to the end, because I will get in a lot of trouble about that. Where is the strongest human muscle located? I can't wait to give you the answer to that one. That'll be good. Question 3. Find the words. There we go. This is a classic 60s TV drama. I remember this when I was a little lad, it being on ITV. Oh, so I'm just going to leave that on the screen a moment. So get your dashes and your dots and your gaps in the right place. But this was a TV drama. So there we go. Leave it on the screen a few moments, just so you can get those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 9-letter word, a 4-letter word, and 2 more dashes. So, just leaving it there. We'll come back to it in just a moment, just so you've got it. Going on to question 4, our guess the year of 6 of the best. Blu-ray disc on sale for the first time this year. Pluto is declassified as a planet. Bring back Pluto as a planet, I say. Yeah. TV presenter Steve Irwin sadly is tragically killed by a stingray. What was the year all this was happening? Carol B said, I know number 2. Well, it doesn't surprise me, Carol. No, well, I'm going to save that gag for the end. So, where am I? Here we go. I thought I'd be a bit different. Yeah, where am I? I ain't in Hinckley. That's all I shall say. I ain't in Hinckley. Easy peasy, actually. Carol says for number 2, cheeky. She knows what I'm thinking. Okay, so where am I? I am local, yes, but I am not in Hinckley. So where am I? That is your where am I? On to the anagram, which is that people look forward to this every week. You really got to get out more. Okay? Cracking, proclaim, rurality. Rurality, sorry. Cracking, proclaim, rural. I'm sorry, I'm breaking these teeth in for a friend. I'll be glad when I've done it. Rurality. Now, anyway, you can see it there on the screen. It's a local attraction somewhere in the area. Okay, that's all we're going to say on that. Cracking, proclaim, rural, yeah, I can't say that tonight. It won't come. Rurality. Yeah, rurality. You can see it on there. Anyway, right, we'll go through the questions one more time before we have our feature this evening. So, 6 of the best. We're asking, name the 2 highest open pubs in the town. That's important. Open pubs in the town. Question number 2. Where is the strongest human muscle found? Carol knows it. Oh, I can't wait to give you the punchline on that. Question 3. Find the words. In other words, we're looking for a classic 1960s TV drama. Now, it was on ITV. It wasn't a BBC programme, this, but it was a drama. And probably one of the first ones, one of the first little dramas I ever got into as a kiddie, really. Right, so there you go. Have you got all your dashes? Put those letters in because they are relevant, of course. Just let you get that down in a minute. I have to give you a few moments because I do appreciate that you do have to get your dashes and your letters all down. It was a great drama. It was a forerunner, actually, for programmes that came much later and still feature on the TV today, really, but obviously in an up-to-date format. But there you go. I'm giving too much away, Gardner. Now stop it. Question number 4. We're going to guess the year. We want to know when Blu-ray discs got on sale for the first time. It was sadly the year Pluto was declassified as a planet. I could say something to that as well, but I didn't. And TV presenter Steve Irwin is tragically killed by a stingray. So, there we go. Already, people get some questions ready right already. Question 5, where am I? I am not in Hinckley, but where am I? I'm not far away, but where am I? That is that question. And number 6, cracking, proclaim, rurality. I can't stay. And yet when I did this the other day, I was saying it off. Anyway, you can see it on the screen. Rurality. It's a local attraction. Rearrange that and you'll find that I know Mr. Smuggley's bound to. Now listen, the interesting thing about all this is, now then, Carol says, I know number 2. Jan Kirby said, got number 3. And Alan Kropp said, I got number 3. Wow. And David Allen said he's got number 4. So listen, I'm optimistic tonight. We will have some people who will get 6 of the best tonight. Literally 6 out of 6. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. You see, John, Mr. Smugly Denny, got number 2. You see, I told you I felt a wave of smugness. All of a sudden, it like ripples out from the Jelson estate, and it ripples out the smugliness, and it goes. Does feel it every time. Yeah. Anyway, good, lovely. People doing well with that. Well, listen, that's your homework for tonight. While you're sitting doing your homework, because Annabelle Mann's not doing any tonight, this is the homework now. While we're going through our features, you could be working on those. And we've got a feature. First of all, I've noticed today there's a real nip in the air, quite a bit of quite cool actually. And after I had all that stupidly mild stuff the other day, which didn't seem right, all of a sudden you can feel the winter coming. So my mind was cast back to 1963, and I remember 1960. I wasn't around in 47, contrary to what a lot of people will say. It's not, but I was around in 63, and I do have memories of the massive snow we had. Don't think it's quite been surpassed since, but so I'll pick this up and I'll give a little bit of commentary into it. It was the UK in 1963 with the nasty snow, but now when you watch this, ladies and gentlemen, is snow. And what I want you to bear in mind is that you can see why people couldn't get out. It's not like what we get today. You know, few flutters, school shuts, you know what I mean? No. Daniel Coburn, does that mean Paul's put the heating on? Well, I'm going to be honest, the radiator has crept on today, mate. I'll be honest. I normally like to make the end of October, but seeing that we're in mid-October, I'm thinking, all right, we'll let it come on a little bit. Normally, I like to get to November, preferably December before you put the heating on. But you see, I'm trying to save the planet. It's all right for you lot. You've all got your heating on. Here's me trying to save the planet. Anyway, back to 1963. And look at the difference in the depth of snow here to the little party bits we have today. Here we go. I think you'll like this. Like I said, I've found it. And I thought this is quite relevant because this gentleman here was born in 1960. So a young lad when the winter happened, as it says here. All winters, would people say, 62, 63, still the worst. Well, let's have a look. See some of these pictures now, which you'll see really does say a lot about the weather and how we don't get it as bad. Now look, here's snow. Just parking your car up and may have to dig it up. Look at the height of that snow. It's the size of a hedge. Trains being buried and lost in drifts and having to be dug out. You only get stuff like this probably up in Scotland these days. Look at this. This could be anywhere in the country. This actually puts me in mind of Viking Lane because we've got photographs down Viking Lane with snow similar to this. And as it says here, it was one of the coldest Britain has known because, we all remember, well, a lot of people will talk about 47, of course. As you can see, in December, many hundreds of people lost their lives as snow began to fall on Boxing Day in 1962. Did not stop. Look at this. A real blast. Now that is cold. That's not your chilly bit. And here we are in Wales, I tell you. Snow there as well. But the mail got through. And in a lot of cases, the kids went to school. Look at this. Amazing. One way to get to work, yeah, absolutely. If the cars can run, you can get your skis on, why not? It's true what it says here, the animals did struggle to survive. Many people, especially the elderly, were confined to their homes. Schools were closed. Families separated, unable to travel to see each other in such exceptional weather. It sure was. It seemed that the snow was around for ages. Those poor sheep out there. And I seem to remember, I don't know, it felt like it was for weeks and weeks that the snow was down. Optimistically waiting for a bus. But look, I don't think the bus will come straight there. They're actually halfway up that bus stop, as you can see. But people had to get out, get their supplies, and as you can see by the style of cars in the background here, not like the cars of today, although the cars of yesteryear were heavier, which did make them better to get traction. But of course, a lot of vehicles today, front-wheel drives. Very difficult. Look at that. It could be any street in Hinckley. That could be Clarendon Road, couldn't it? According to this, it's referencing the 1985 hit Life in a Northern Town. And they include the lyrics of In Winter 63. Yeah, look at this. Windswept, a blizzard, a guy standing there, silhouetted with the snow behind, blowing like... I'm feeling cold now. The drifts reached up to 20 feet in places. The whole country was caught in its icy grip. And off the coast of Kent, the sea froze. I can remember them saying that even the sea froze. You think, the sea froze? How did that happen? Amazing. Power cuts were also commonplace. Incredible pictures. I mean, that could be almost on the centre of Dartmoor, couldn't it? But the milkman got through. This puts me in mind of somewhere similar to Netherley Road, for example. But the milkman got through. And, of course, there was always the creative sort. To bring a bit of a smile to your face and making use of the materials that were close by. The corner shop was you trek to the corner shop, you probably wouldn't go into town, but so the corner shops would do well. Remember Mother's Pride bread? But trying to get the roads open and get the railways open and running. Points frozen. It wasn't the only thing. Here we go. And then people being towed out of snowdrifts and stuff. Marie's so cold that she's gone upstairs to get a hot water bottle while she's watching this. I suppose what I'm trying to say is we don't get it like this anymore, whether it's due to global warming. That's up for debate, but it does seem that it's certainly round this area, we don't get the snow like we used to do. I was talking to Jeff Wallace yesterday, and Lincolnshire way they get more snow, actually, believe it or not, than we do around here. It always seems to go round us here. Look at that telephone box, almost 3/4 buried there, look, through snow. And you can see why people couldn't get about, or why they couldn't go about their normal daily duties because of the snow. Not like the little bits we get today. Carol Beasley said, all this snow, I was going to have a G&T. I'm now wanting a hot chocolate. Well, you know what hot chocolate say, you sexy thing? Oh, you mean a cup of hot chocolate? Oh, right, okay. No frost in March of 63, but look at this, how the roads all were. We're nearly at the end of this little footage now. But as I say, this could be anywhere in the country in 1963. Look, here's the sea frozen. Now that's what you call cold. If the sea freezes, it's gotta be, isn't it? Yeah. The thaw on the 6th of March, 1963, after more than 60 consecutive days of frost. Oh my word, blimey, it would be a cold one. My word, there you go. I just wanted to show you that because I think that was a great little film, like I said, because you can relate it to anywhere. If you remember the winter of 63, absolutely, definitely. While that's been going, Anne Hunt says, showing your age, calling it the Jolson estate, Paul. I know, I am that old. Pat Galloway says, he was laughing, he said, Mickey Mouse was really happy about Pluto. Have a word with yourself, will you? Now then, and the Starnboroughs have got the anagram. Well done, David. You see, the anagram's easy tonight. It is, really. I don't know how you're doing so far. And people saying, yeah, blimey, yeah, that's what you call snow. Dennis said, I was 11, but cannot remember the dangerous Dan. I can't believe that. I mean, you're a man of quite, anyway, there you go. But still, wonderful stuff. Jan said, I walked from school in Rugby to Newbold Village in 1963 in the snow. Wouldn't be Newbold Verdon, I wouldn't have thought, from Rugby, but however, yeah. Daniel Cooper said, I enjoyed that. And Carol said, I was 13. Can't remember this. I'd have been a newspaper delivery girl to, see, it's amazing how we can forget certain things, but I love snow. I really do like so. I know it's the bane and it's, but when it's just falling, I was talking about this the other day, and a webcam I look at, they've just had a deluge of snow. It's up in Finland, and it's great to see it all now gone into its winter mode. Brilliant. And Dave B said it ended the British waterways carrying fleet as well. Yeah. True. Okay then, so that was our first feature. How are you doing with 6 of the best? Do you want a quick rabbit through the old questions one more time, just very, very quickly? Here we go. So, we was asking on question 1, I want you to name the 2 highest open pubs in the town. We've had that before. I hope you were paying attention because the answer will be the same in a bit. Question 2, where is the strongest human muscle located? Cal says, I know. Question 3, find the words to this classic 60s TV drama. Jan's got this. I'm impressed. But this was a TV drama. I can still hear the music as well. Yep. So there we go. That's find the words to a missing classic 60s TV drama. In Guess the Year, we want to know the year then Blu-ray disc on sale for the first time when Pluto was disclassified as a planet. Make Pluto a planet, I tell you. And TV presenter Steve Irwin tragically killed by a stingray. Question 5, where am I? Pretty easy, I'd say. But I will tell you, I am not in Hinckley. All right? And question 6, cracking, proclaim, rurality. I'm pronouncing it different every time, but you can see, yeah. Yeah, it's a local attraction, and some people have already got the anagram. Well done. Now then, Alan Kropp goes on to say, but as we're moving on, Alan Kropp goes on to say, of course we remember it. It was really cold in 46, 47. Yes, it was. An extremely bad winter, probably the worst on record ever in 1947. But as I say, 63 for some of us that can't remember, would not be knowing of 47. So there we go. Okay then. Annabelle says, I've done my HDPP homework, Mr. Gardner. Good. We'll sit down at the back. Okay. Wait for the end. Oh, David Stamper says, no, we've got number 3, not 6. Okay then, David, that's absolutely fine. Right, let's move on. Got another little feature now. I thought it's been a while since we went up to Gobsall, and I love looking at Gobsall Hall. Let's go and have another look at it, shall we? A visit to Gobsall Hall. There we go. Now then. Right, lovely. Hope you enjoyed that one. A nice little one. Seemed to be ending a bit funny, but still, we'll move on. In the programme this evening, we've still got our nosy to come tonight. So looking forward to that one. I don't think Steve has joined us tonight, by the way. He normally comes in a little bit late, but however, we've, yeah. John, Mr. Smugly Denny, he just needs to get the anagram now, you see. Alan Crop asking, why was Gobsall Hall demolished? Well, sadly, it was bought, basically, it was recommissioned, not recommissioned. The military took it over. I know the word. You know the word I mean. It was taken over. Requisitioned is the word. Requisitioned, yeah. Requisitioned by the military in the Second World War, and it was a radar electronics training station, and it was already beginning to fall into disrepair. Sadly, after they left, it was in such a state that they basically decided to knock it down. Now, thank you, Jan, decommissioned. But the thing is, if you see, I know it's nice to look with rose-tinted glasses. In another way, though, if only we'd have kept that. Imagine what a fantastic tourist attraction. That's real great touristy stuff. There's no doubt about it. You've only got to go up in Derbyshire and see the wonderful houses, they've got up there, and things like that. Imagine that right here, and what that would have done for Bosworth and Hinckley as a tourist thing. It would have been absolutely fantastic. Sadly, it's been systematically wiped off the face of the landscape because it was demolished, I think it was 1952. And the only bit surviving it is the temple arches a little bit, where Handel was purported to have composed the Messiah. So it's such a shame, isn't it, really? But it is what it is, which is why I'm often going on about trying to save some buildings, because they are some of them are of historical importance and they need to be saved. But there you go. It is a shame that it's demolished and it is no more, and that we've only got those pictures. Very much a Downton Abbey of its time. There is no doubt about that. Very much a Downton Abbey of its time. But don't get me going, because I'll start to tear up, because I don't like that sort of thing. Let me just also say that before we do anything else. Yes, Kevin Beasley said if you go on, you can see the outline of Gobsall on Google. But I know lots of you won't be using Google to get the answers for tonight's Six of the Best. Just looking ahead for the new year, by the way, we're planning a couple of things in the early part of the new year. First of all, we're going to do we'd like to do a strictly 60s and 70s night. Jigging, dancing, when they made proper music, a 60s and 70s night. Remember when we used to have the old school disco? It's going to be the same sort of thing, old school disco, but it'll be 60s and 70s. We think we'll do those 2 decades, mainly because I can just go up to my wardrobe and fetch out my flares. That'll be in the new year as well. And also, we are also planning in March another old school assembly hymns and songs, which I know people have been asking me about that, and I said we'll definitely do another one, and that's going to be in March. So as soon as we get a date for these events, I will of course let you know. No problem at all. And it says, and looking there in the chat room, John, Mr. Smugly, yeah, I like how that name is stuck. Mr. Smugly. I do like that one. We tried to find the start of the Gobsall Walk, but couldn't find it when we went. Well, if you go to the other side of Coniston and hang a left by the school that's on the corner, up there, park the car, and then you can walk up to the little copse area and find the temple in the woods. Everybody knows that, apparently. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Anyway, Dennis Perkins has now got the anagram. And And Kath said, "Oh, I like the idea of the 60s and 70s." Yeah, no, seriously, we will do that. I will get that sorted. It's just difficult. I can also say, I was mentioning the other day about the St Mary's Christmas Tree Festival. Now, I know it's still very, very early, but we're having to start planning. And I want to give a shout out to Jill Hickey, who has come up with another fantastic thing. I'm not going to spoil it just yet. Could involve Mr. Smuggley, but he doesn't know that yet. Oh, yes. Well, that's all I shall say, but it could involve Mr. Smuggley and on the Christmas tree. Oh, great. Yeah, anyway, but Jill has come through for HDPP. It's going to be great. It's going to be super. And you'll see a bit more about that as we get a lot closer to as well. So there you go. But Jill is a very clever lady, and I could not believe when she brought the samples round. Oh, wow. I said, brilliant. That is great. So, and even, all being well, a certain Dangerous Den may also feature. Hey, I love this teasing, Mrs. G. I love this teasing. Absolutely. Mr. Smuggley says, as long as I'm not the fairy on the top. Remind me, I must tell you about the true story about how the fairy ends up on the top of the Christmas tree. Bit closer to the time, we'll do that. Oh, we've been waiting. Look, we've been waiting for Steve to come, and he's arrived. Just he says, "Good evening, Paul. Just finished editing the video. I'm late in." Well, you're not late because you're just in time. In just a moment, Steve, we are going for a nosy with you in a few moments. Anne Hunch is already getting her playlist ready. Fortune, Swinging Blue Jeans, Vanity Fair, Tremolos, Dave D, Dozy B, Mick and Titch, and all that. You're damn right. And let me tell you this, one thing about a HDPP night is we ban mixes. You know, these mega mixes, we don't do them. You get the record, the whole record, and nothing but the record, because that is how you're supposed to enjoy the music. Trust me. Done it long enough. But anyway, that'll be in the new year, something to look forward to. A reminder about a couple of dates, by the way, coming up, as I say, you know, in our, we've got our next social night, which I'll just quickly flash on the screen now for you. We've had to stand this one in because Mervyn has had to postpone his talk, but he will come and do it eventually. And this is the history of traditional pantomime by Annabelle. She's doing that bit first. Oh, yes. And then we'll be following on with the history of the local pantomime. Now, I did this talk twice last Tuesday, and it went down very well. So I think you'll enjoy it. It is a bit of good fun, and it's just it will be fun. Trust me. And I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But that's going to be on. And hopefully, Lynn Lowe is going to do her best to get to us that night. Poor Lynn has been quite poorly over time, but she's slowly getting back to it, which is great. So we hope that Gordon and Lynn will be in that night. So I'd love to see that, Paul, she said, because he enjoyed the pantos. So that is, of course, as you can see, on Wednesday, October the 25th, 7:30. Curtain up at 7:30. I hope you're all set for that, Annabelle. She's got the first bit. I shall go to the bar, I think, get a few drinks in before mine. Anyway, looking forward to that. Anyway, so with Six of the Best going down pretty well and people not doing too badly, we've now got our nosy coming up in just 1 second. I'm just waiting for making sure everything's all done. Who wanted very quickly to go one more time through Six of the Best? Last chance to see it. Okay, here we go. Last chance to go through Six of the Best before we give you the answers after the nosy. In question 1, we want you to name the 2 highest open pubs in the town. Question 2, where is the strongest human muscle located? I think a few of us guys know that one. Question number 3, find the words to this classic 1960s TV drama. Yeah, memories with that one. Question 4, we want to find the year that when Blu-ray discs went on sale, Pluto was declassified as a planet, and it's a dog. And TV presenter Steve Irwin is tragically killed by a stingray. But what was the year? Where am I? Not in Hinckley, but not far away either. And the aniogram. Cracking proclaim rurality. You get it. Anyway, that is our 6 of the best. How are you doing with it? Hopefully you are getting on very well. I think we're going to get some 4, 5s and 6s tonight. I really, really do. Well, I'm glad Mr. Noser has managed to join us, because we're going to go off and have a nosy with him now. It's a vintage Noser, you'll be pleased to know tonight. Steve, has, to be fair to the lad, has supplied a couple of new ones in the last few weeks, which we've now caught up with. So now we're going to the nosy vaults, and we picked one out at random, and I thought, oh, this one's a good one. And not only that, my mate Dangerous Dan will like it too. I know he will. So with no further ado, to quote Mr. Nosy himself, let's go and have a nosy. Here we go.
My name is Steve, and once again it's a very big warm welcome from myself to Let's Explore. Right then, so as you can see this evening, I'm joined once again by my son Vinny.
Hello.
He's a good lad, isn't he? I'm going to have a nosy at a former mill site in Leicestershire, but first, before that, I'm going to show you quite an interesting little culvert that's actually an overflow system for a brook that the actual mill sits on. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get you over to the maps to show you where we're looking at it this evening. And what a beautiful night, isn't it? Red hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely B-E-A beautiful. Right, let's go and have a nose. Let's get you to them maps. Alrighty then, so as you can see there, courtesy once again of Google Earth, we can look at today's exploration from very high up above. And today, of course, we are exploring Glenfield Watermill. Now, as you can see there, the village of Glenfield is to the east of the city of Leicester. And back on the old maps, Glenfield was a very small village. And of course, this day and age, fast forward to 2021, it's it's been swallowed by the city pretty much, as you can see there, like they all have, to be honest. But this video has taken me 4 attempts. This is my 4th attempt at making this video, believe it or not. I won't go into the boring details as to why, but it's been a pain in the bum to say the least. But great little nosy this one, and we couldn't actually go in the mill building, which is still there, as you're going to see, because it's all locked up. Whether there's anything in there, I'm not sure to look at, but at least we could see the old workings in the water outside. Okay, so courtesy once again of the National Libraries of Scotland, we can look at Glenfield Mill on an Ordnance Survey map dated around about 1885. And as you can see there, it says that the mill was a flour mill. But when the working life of this mill ended in the 1920s, I think they were actually milling animal feed here, which is quite interesting. But I had a good look on the internet for any history of this building, and I couldn't find an awful lot. I found a small piece about it on a local Glenfield website. Now, if you was to go to the library at Glenfield, you could probably find quite a bit of history on this place, which I haven't done. Naughty me, slap slap and all that. But I couldn't find an awful lot. But it's a fantastic structure, and for me, in my opinion, there aren't enough of these about for us left to explore. To be honest, they're either completely levelled or they're lived in now, which isn't a bad thing, them being lived in, I suppose, as long as they're still there and not level. But yeah, this is one of those that's survived being levelled and becoming a house. But yeah, we couldn't actually get in it, like I said earlier, but what there was to see there I thought was quite interesting. Anyway, let's go and have a nosy at this bit of a culvert first. Right then, so first things first this evening, I really want to show you this interesting culvert, which is just over there in a short distance away. Of course, we've got the Rothley Brook down here. The mill itself is about 200 or 300 yards up in that direction. So let's get down here. I've got my flip-flops on tonight. I really did not want to be wearing Wellington boots when it's nearly 30 degrees outside. So let's just get in here. Oh, that's actually, that's nice and refreshing actually. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. It really is, but I'll show you this culvert anyway. Right, and there it is. Can you see that? Just the other side of the mattress. And again, looks like we've got an Airbnb down here, doesn't it? I've been to a few places just recently and I've been seeing a few mattresses. Does me head in, all this littering, to be honest with you, but hey ho, that just seems to be the way things are. Do you know what, this is quite difficult terrain in just flip-flops, but yes, this is our culvert and it's quite interesting in here. I'm going to have to get on my arse in here as well. Right, let's get the torch on ready. Right, and straight away you can see that. That is very interesting. Just bear with me while I just get in here. Right. Oh. Right, Tuesday evening, and I'm sat on my arse in a culvert. Now what you're looking at here, basically in a nutshell, this is an overflow culvert from the brook, which is to our left. Now this is very old, this is, and it's built pretty much underneath to the right of the newish bridge, which is probably older than me. I'm 37, I imagine that's 40-year-old-ish, something like that. This is very old, but this is the most intriguing thing for me, this here, because that's very old. And yeah, when you look at that, it's got a slate topped roof. I think it's slate anyway. I came down here with Dave and he pointed that out, but this actually, hold on a sec, no, we don't want flashing lights on, do we? This actually, can you see that? It goes all the way up there. It bends round to the right. Now what you've got up there is the former track bed, the embankment of the Swannington and Leicester Railway that was built in 1832. Now whether this was some runoff for that back in the day, I really do not know, but it's very interesting all the same, and I really wanted to show it you. And what is quite interesting, just down here, some really old tins here, look. Very old looking pieces of rubbish. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that because again, it's very old, but it's just interesting how that is a square culvert. It's, you know, they probably couldn't be bothered to build a more complex circular one, so routed for this. Simple straight sides and a simple roof. Wouldn't have took them that long to build, I suppose, but yeah, interesting that. We need some sort of remote control car to send up there, don't we, with a small camera attached to the top. But yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Right then, so what did you make of that then? Really interesting little culvert that, and you know, that square one that comes off it near the entrance. Fascinating that. That was a bit like a Friday job where they thought, yeah, sod it, won't bother with the circular ones, too difficult to build, let's get it done quick, build it square, simple slate stone roof on the top and get down the pub. But yeah, fascinating. Right then, so me and Vinny now, we're walking towards the mill. We're actually walking on what remains of the Leicester and Swannington Railway, which later on, of course, became the Western Branch, I think. But yeah, fascinating area this. Of course, this was built in 1832, this railway. And yeah, it's a George Stephenson line, of course, you know, very famous engineer, very well renowned. And this was the first steam railway in the Midlands. Not the first railway in the country, of course, the Stockton and Darlington Railway came first. I think that was around about 1826 that opened, George Stephenson again. But anyway, let's get down to this mill and show you what's left of that, because that's quite interesting as well. Right then, so here we are. So just down at the side of the old railway embankment here, there's a bit of a steep path, and this goes down to Glenfield Mill. Now the actual mill itself, the building is still here, but we can't go inside it. I've been round the front before. I had a failed video attempt here before that I've probably told you about already, because it's all locked up. I think it's a bit of a storage unit these days, I really don't know, but there's some interesting workings, former workings, that we can look at in the water and try and piece together. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get down this steep bank here. You ready, Arvin? Yeah. Are you filming me, Sunshine?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Let's get down here and show you what the dealio is down there. Come on. Right then, so here we are, Glenfield Mill. And of course, as I said, the building is still there. I think that might be late 18th century, that building. I'm not entirely sure on that. There's not an awful lot of information online about this structure, to be honest. You can just about make out over there, I'll take you over there in a minute, just about see where the once 14-foot diameter mill wheel used to be. And we've got some interesting bits and bobs in the water down here. It's well worth making a video and showing you all anyway, so show you around it anyway. Come on. So let me try and explain as best I can how this place would have worked. So what you've got here is a former, what remains of a weir wall. Now they've built that because, quite simply, as you can see down here, where Vinny's standing, the actual water level is quite shallow there. Now back in the day when all this was built, in times of low water such as now, this whole brook behind us, the Ropley Brook, would have been roughly the same depth. So what they'd have had to have done to enable themselves to power this once fabulous 14-foot diameter wheel here, they would have had to have built a weir wall to build a good head of water on this side to enable them to power this glorious wheel here. Now I might be wrong on this, I'm not quite certain, but there would most likely have been a sluice gate on that side. There might have been two here, so when the mill wasn't working, they would have opened the sluice gate there, enabling the water to rush through. And then when the working day commenced, they'd have closed the sluice gate there, and then opened the leat here. Now the leat would have most likely have had a sluice gate on it, I imagine. I might be wrong on that, but it most likely did, because obviously behind me, once they closed that off, the water needed to go somewhere, and that place they needed it to go to was here to power this wheel. So there'd have been a bit of a wooden or a metal leat here, a square-shaped channel basically. But yeah, I mean, you know, this is fascinating, and I'm not quite sure what this did. Now whether it's some sort of guide for the wheel, that's what I'm imagining. I imagine that's what it is. But you can still pretty much see here the outline of where the wheel once was, which is fantastic, isn't it? But I imagine this was itself an actual water house that came up so far and across and joined the main building. I'm not certain on that, but I might be right, I'm not sure. But this is definitely where the wheel was anyway, we know that for a fact, don't we? You know, for me, this place is spot on. I mean, I've just been walking up there, you know, cyclists, runners, dog walkers, they kind of walk past this site and don't really pay it much attention, really. You know, not everybody's into what I'm into at the end of the day. You know, this is a fantastic piece of local history, and to still have the building still here, okay, we can't go inside it, you know, it's still here, you know, that's amazing, and I'm pretty sure this is late 18th century, I might be wrong. What I think is quite interesting here is because, you know, if it is late 18th century, that makes it older than the Leicester and Swannington Railway just up there. Now what's quite interesting for me here is this weir wall. Now, I'm going to stand up to end up falling in. Now this weir wall's quite interesting for me because I'm wondering if that was built at the same time that the railway came along, because there may have been a bit of a bank there already, but they probably had to build it up more to get the level of the railway in, you know. So the railway being built in 1832, connecting Swannington and Leicester, of course, to transport coal from the North West Leicestershire coalfields. So I'm wondering if therefore they had to build a new weir wall here when they brought the railway through, because I imagine there would have been a bit of a stone construction weir wall at the time. So yeah, that's my theory. I might be wrong, but yeah, interesting all the same, do you know what I mean? I find it fantastic that, you know, the best part of 200 or 300 years ago, or maybe back in Doomsday times, and I'm not certain, but maybe there was a mill on this site. Back then, of course, this isn't original, if it is that old, of course, but I
find it amazing that this place was built a very long time ago, and the people that built it never would have imagined in a million years that someone would come along with something called a video camera one day, stand down here when it's, you know, in rack and ruin and, you know, pretty much derelict, or the workings anyway, and take a mega interest in it like I do. And, you know, for me, that makes me want to do it even more, just for those people. Do you know what I'm saying? Alrighty then, well unfortunately that concludes this evening's video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have making it, and you know, as I probably said when I was showing you the maps and what have you, this is my 4th attempt at making this video down at Glenfield Mill. I'll spare you with all the boring details. It's done me head in, to be honest, but I weren't going to let it beat me. But I've really enjoyed it, and I know this one has as well, haven't you, mate?
I really have, yeah.
And he's really getting into it as well now, you know, which is brilliant. You know, it's great to get the kids out looking at this stuff, because you know, it ain't just my heritage, you know, it's their heritage as well. And you know, too many kids these days are sitting in the house playing on the bloody Xbox and what have you. You know, it's great fun to get out, especially while the weather's nice like this, to have a good old nosy with your old man. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, really enjoyed it. And of course, he's really getting to grips now with this camera as well. I mean, that is my old camera, but you know, he might as well use it, because I don't use it that much anymore. I've got this one now and what have you as well. But you're delighted David Apprentice now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And just before we go, what I didn't point out is this here. That big piece of stone there. Now that is a former footbridge, believe it or not. I think there was another half to this, that's maybe downstream somewhere, I'm not sure. But this footbridge used to reside, I think, either at the back or on top of the weir, connecting that bank there, obviously with Glenfield Mill. So yeah, very interesting that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this little nosy, please like, subscribe and share, and comment in the comment section below. And I will be seeing you. You can guarantee your last, your very last imaginary Rolo and quid on that. I'll be seeing you at the very next video. Take care of yourselves. And what we'll do now, I'll play you out with some photographs that Delighted Dave took down here a couple of weeks back. Enjoy. See you soon. Bye.
There, a classic nose air with our Steve. Nice one, Steve. Nice to see that one again. You just said that young Vinny's 17 now. I think it's time we've seen him in camera again, mate. So can you get him to do one so the girls can see the handsome Vinny, and then they can drool all over him. You know how they drool all over you. So, oh, he's so handsome. Yeah, probably though a double dose of double pickers. Double pickers, absolutely. I think I'm sure that'll go down very, very well indeed. And wow, nice one. And Steve did tell me in the chat room actually while that was going on that he has uploaded a video for sort of at the Great Central Railway area. So I'll screen that next week for you. That's what we will do. Okay, yes, Dennis Perkins, a pair of pickers. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It's great. Okay. Well, that's the nosy for this week. And nice to see that one. Like I said, I can't believe young Vinny's 17. I actually had a vision actually before we came back here, and I thought, oh, can you imagine that? You know, in X amount of years' time, Steve will be in his wheelchair with his stick, and they'll be Vinny pushing his dad down the stairs. Let's go down there now. We'll have a nosy down there and shove him up a culvert. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Be good to see young Vinny anyway. Okay, how have you been doing with 6 of the best? It's coming up to answer time, ladies and gentlemen. So stand by for that. We're going to give you that in just a moment. So, and like I say, we're here every Sunday evening. For anybody that's probably a new viewer, every Sunday evening, just over an hour, something like that. We always do this. It's great fun. And just a look ahead to remind you that, of course, as we start to approach Remembrance season, we'll also be featuring on the closest day to Remembrance, which actually will be Remembrance Sunday. So we'll be actually doing our own annual regular tribute to our local fallen. We'll be doing that goes without saying, as you know. And the week before that, we'll probably also be looking at the history of the War Memorial and a couple of other features relevant to that time of year. Anyway, right, now I've said that, it is time for 6 of the best and the answers. Stand by. Now remember, don't put your answer in until we get to the relevant question. Don't put the answer to question 5 when I'm only on question 2, because it confuses everything. Are you ready? Here we go. 6 of the best it is, with Hinckley District past and present on a Sunday evening. Let's see how you have done with it. So I asked this question. We've had it before, so I wanted to see if you remembered from last time. Right, name the 2 highest open pubs in the town. Okay. So, let's see who comes in with the correct answers first. The 2 pubs that are the highest in the town. Let's see if anyone's going to claim that one. I bet Mr. Smugly will. And as soon as he says it, it comes in. Yes. And Dennis has got it right as well. And they're both coming in with the answer of the Plough and the Weavers. Yes. Now, Jan says the Plough and the Pestle and Mortar. Not quite, Jan, believe it or not, but it is definitely the Weavers and the Plough. One time a day, it used to be I think it was the Plough and the Castle Tavern, but of course that's closed now, so that's why I put in the question, open pubs. Okay, so yes, we were looking for the Plough and we were looking for the Weavers. There's nothing actually between those 2. They're both at the same height, I remember, right? Okay, see, Jan's going for the Castle Tavern. No, it's not open anymore, otherwise it would have been. Right, okay, on to question 2. Where is the strongest human muscle located? Some of you ladies gave it lots of exercise. Carol Beasley's got it right. Well done. Mr. Smugly has also got it right. I like how John has now put Mr. Smugly. Yeah. So, yes, it is the jaw muscle. Yes, it's the jaw muscle. And like I say, the ladies know how to use it. And I do. Oh, well, look, we're even getting the proper medical terminology of it. The masseter muscle. Is it? Or the gluteus maximus. Gob. Oh, look, anyway, you get it. It's the jaw. It's the jaw. Okay, now then, let's see. Jan said she got this. Let's see if she got it. Dave B, my score is 1. Yep, right. Find the words. This classic TV drama. What's the title of it? I know Jan said she got it. John, Mr. Smugly, Denny. And it is. Yes, well done. John's got it right and Carol's got it right. Let's see if anybody else does before I tell you. Yes, Dennis has got it right. Jan's got it right. We were looking for Emergency Ward 10. Yeah, and I did give you a bit of a clue saying that such a programme is still going today, but obviously in a more modern day format, such as Casualty and all that lot. So there we go. Yeah, well done. Emergency Ward 10 is the answer to that. Question 4, we're looking for the year. Anybody going to get the year right for us? This was the year that Blu-ray disc went on sale. Pluto declassified as a planet, and Steve Irwin suddenly killed by Stingray. Okay, here we go. And the answer is, of course, oh, look at the right answers. John Smugley, Jan Kirby, Carol Beasley, Annabelle Mann, Jane Brown, Dennis Perkins, David Allen, and Daniel Coburn all say 2006. So you are absolutely right. Well done. Well done for that one. Yeah, now then, let's have a look. Okay, don't give them too much. They'll like it. Where am I? Let's see if anybody gets this right. Well, Mrs. G got it right, so I'm expecting everybody to get this right. She got it right. Right, so John comes in with his answer. Carol, you're going to kick yourself in a minute. You really are. Oh, dear. She's going to hate this. Wait on. Just when she says any more hands is coming. Right, okay. And Annabelle asking where she is every time she wakes herself. Oh, yeah, okay. Right, no. Okay, then. Right, so John, Mr. Smuggley's got it right, and so has Dennis Perkins. The correct answer. Carol, you're going to kick yourself. And Jan, you're going to kick yourself too. This is Church Street in Burbage. Church Street, Burbage. Let me just show you. Here we are. Look, Carol, I thought you was a Burbage girl through and through. Oh, dear. Oh, she says, I know it now. Yeah. Funny how you always know it at the end. Anyway, there you go. Yes, we're in Church Street, Burbage. There you go. And I thought I'd leave the clock in. I thought because at least Burbage has got a working clock in their high street. You know how I feel about clocks. Yeah. Yes, Carol says, shame on me. The shame. And Jan Kirby, ooh-ah. Love it. Okay, anagram time. Let's see how many of you have got this one. Rurality. Yes, I know. I ain't going to do this one again. Cracking proclaim. Rurality. Rurality. Yeah, it's a local attraction. So let's see. Who gets this one first? We're waiting to see. Jan Kirby says no idea. Jan Kirby going back about where were I? She says never noticed the clock. So John Mr. Smuggly Denny says yeah, and Dennis Perkins coming in with the right answer for the anagram. I'm just waiting for. I think I know what you mean, David Steinborough. Yeah, I'm going to give you that as right, because I think your auto spell, I think your predictive text has put the wrong answer in, but I'm going to take it as right, because I'm sure you're right. We're looking for Mallory Park Racing Circuit. Yep, that's what we're looking for in the anagram. Poor David Stumber's predictive text says Mallorca Park Racing Circuit, but I'm going to give him that because I'm sure he has. Right, it's now time, ladies and gentlemen, to send in your totals. You see, Jan Kirby said, I forgot about Mallory Park. Not heard it recently. Well, you have now today, haven't you, Jan? Okay, then. John, Mr. Smuggly Denny, he's got 6. I thought he might do. Let's give him one. He's got 6 today. Dennis Perkins has got 4. Annabelle's got 2. 4 for Carol Beasley. Alan Kropp says 2.5 for us. Well done, Alan. Jan, 2.5 for me. You see, they always do things together. Jane, only 2 for us tonight. Well, you've had a go. That's the main thing. Oh, says Daniel Coburn, only 2 for me. Well done. Yeah, Mr. Smuggly. Look, I like how people. Well done, Mr. Smuggly. I love that. Well done. And yes, he takes it all in good part. I bet he never thought he'd be featuring on the HDPP Christmas tree, though. I bet he's thinking, what? You'll see. Well, he's had plenty of warning. Anyway, Queen Bee. Got 4. Well done, Queen Bee. 5 for David Stump. But well done, David. Well done. Any more of that dessert left? Can you get me another one made? Anyway, Julie, Jeff Gertz says, I've got 1. It doesn't matter. Well done. It's the taking part. Everybody just takes part. We have a bit of fun on a Sunday evening, and that's what it's all about. Have a quiz, few features, yeah, and whatnot. It's great. And I think that's one great thing about Hinckley District past to present. That's what we do. We just have a bit of fun. We all enjoy our heritage. And quick shout out for the museum. Listen, if you haven't been to the museum yet this season, you've only got another couple of weeks. Because it'll be closed by the end of the month, and it'll be closed for the season then until Easter next year. So make sure you get along and support the museum. Great stuff as well. Now then, anyway, people are starting to leave. Yeah, David Calabisi says, I think David takes the top spot, really. Yeah, well, there we go. All looking good in the chat room tonight. Well done to everybody. Oh, Julie Jeffkins, I love it. Well, that's what we try and do. Have a bit of fun. So don't forget, in the new year, we'll be having a strictly 60s and 70s night. Yeah, so we'll be able to put your flares on, put your platforms on, and that'll be fun. That'll be great. And Jan Kirby just said, by the way, we had some new members join yesterday at the museum. Brilliant. That's what we need to see. Keep that museum going and whatnot, and it's very well supported. Well, I'm going to let you go now. And you can go off and do your thing now for another week. Remember to like and subscribe the video, please. That helps us very much. And as I say, we look forward to your company here next Sunday evening at 7:30. And as I say, we'll have another look. We'll have a bit of a laugh and do all what we normally do on a Sunday. So I look forward to your company then. Anyway, until then, take care. See you next week. To keep it HDPP, keep it live. Bye. Oh, hello. Yeah, not quite, not quite finished yet. This is the bit of the programme we never talk about, but we always have a laugh. A lot of, to come back and have a few little dad jokes and stuff just before we finish off, by the way. Jan Kirby was just saying at the end of the stream there in the chat room that there's some idiots, some vandals, had broke the window of the museum. If we get hold of them, we know what to do with them, don't we? Straight in the stocks. That's what they ought to be done every time. Oh, no. Right, anyway, time to send you off to bed with a little bit of a chortle, we hope. Let's see how we get on with these to send you off to bed. Right then. Are you ready? I might have used this one last week, I'm not sure, but I'm going to do it again because I like it. A guy shows up late for work and the boss yells, "You should have been here at 8:30. And he replies, "Why? What happened at 8:30? Looking at my face is like reading in the car. It's all right for 10 minutes and then you start to feel sick." A guy is at home and he hears a knock at the door. He opens the door and sees a snail on the porch. He picks up the snail and throws it as far as he can. 3 years later, there's a knock at the door. He opens it and sees the same snail who says, "What the hell was all that about?" Oh, dear. What sound does a 747 make when it bounces? Boeing, Boeing, Boeing. Nearly there. A man goes to the doctor worried he thinks he's going deaf. "What are the symptoms?" He asks the doctor. "They're a yellow family that live in Springfield." Didn't do that one very well. And finally, why was the mushroom invited to the party? Because he was a fun guy. See you next week. Bye.